Big changes have come to Model 3, and U.S. buyers may get a major incentive from the government. This is Tesla Tidbits episode number 513 for April 12th, 2019. This show is sponsored by my supporter Richard. If you're in the market for a Model S, X, or 3, please consider using his referral code. Ask your salesperson to use code Richard174 or go direct to the web link ts.la/Richard174 and pick up a 1,000-mile supercharging credit for your new vehicle. We kick off a late show going into the weekend due to Tesla literally announcing major news right as I was going to bed last night. Tesla announced big news, starting with the fact that Autopilot would become standard on Model 3 and at a lower price than if you'd ordered it as an option. Obviously, this raises the overall price of the car, though not at equivalent levels. For example, the cost of the standard plus variant of the car goes up by $2,000 to $39,500, whereas the cost of the long-range dual-motor base model only goes up $1,000 to $49,500. Note that at recording time for the show, Autopilot is still an option for Model S, Model X, and the standard version of Model 3. Which dovetails with this next bit of rather interesting news, in that the Model 3 standard range still exists, but it can only be ordered by talking to a human rather than online. Tesla claims that the Standard Plus Model 3 has outsold the Standard Model 3 by a factor of 6, thus the removal to help normalize production. Also because of this, the Standard Model 3, if ordered, is simply a software-locked Standard Plus Model 3. Tesla did not say if there was an after-purchase premium on the upgrade to a Standard Plus, as there is with other upgradable features that can be added on after purchase. It's at this point that I draw your attention back to my bold predictions from earlier in the year, where I predicted, quote, "While I believe the base Model 3 will release this year at $35,000 for delivery in Q3, I think before the year is out, the base price will be $40,000, end quote. I went on to later say, quote, "I believe that Tesla will release it for a short time at the promised price to satisfy the demand of the folks that were on the reservation list, and then shortly after the reservation list is finally cleared, the price will be raised in order to create breathing room for the production of the car," end quote. This appears to be exactly what is happening here, and I don't think it will be very long before the off-menu version of the car is just gone, or at the very least forgotten to time. I think the end-of-year recap of my bold predictions is going to be fairly kind to me. Another Model 3 variant going off-menu, again, is the long-range rear-wheel drive version. The Tesla giveth and the Tesla taketh away. Same procedure though, if you want it, call in to make your order or visit a local store to do so. Lastly, and the moment many have been waiting for, leasing is finally available for Model 3. Customers can pick any version of the car they like and purchase a mileage option for 10,000, 12,000, or 15,000 miles annually. Interestingly enough, though, there will be no option to buy the car at the end of the lease. From the announcement, quote, "Please note, customers who choose leasing over owning will not have the option to purchase their car at the end of the lease, because with full autonomy coming in the future via an over-the-air software update, we plan to use those vehicles in the Tesla ride-hailing network," end quote. Tesla seems to be really making significant moves that indicate its supreme confidence that full self-driving will be a thing in the very near future. Let's just hope bureaucracy doesn't stand in the way. The final story of the week is one of hope for potential U.S. EV owners coming from the halls of Congress. For once, it seems we have some agreement from both major political parties here in the country, and a bill called the Driving America Forward Act could have some major implications for both Tesla and GM EV buyers. The bill would see all manufacturers become eligible for buyers to receive a $7,000 tax credit for an additional 400,000 vehicles, which is counted on top of the existing 200,000 vehicles in the current tax credit. For Tesla and GM in particular, this is huge, considering both have hit the phase-out portion of the existing tax credit program. 3 Democrats, Senator Debbie Stabenow, Senator Gary Peters, and Representative Dan Kildee, along with 2 Republicans, Senators Lamar Alexander and Susan Collins, have supported the bill. Stabenow said at a dinner last week, quote, "We have a cap that's got to go up. I want to get this done as soon as possible," end quote. The only drawback to the bill is that the phase-out period of the credit will be much quicker, closing out in 9 months rather than 18. Unfortunately, the biggest test will come when the bill reaches the White House, as President Trump hasn't been known for his environmentally friendly positions. Let's all cross our fingers and hope this one gets through. If it does, it's a big victory for EVs everywhere. Thanks very much to our newest patron supporting the show, Dan Atkinson. And as always, thanks as well to our super patrons supporting the show at the $10 plus level over at patreon.com/Tesla Tidbits. They are Drew Schuyler, John Waller, Ryan Scarborough, Lee Sweet, William Henry Crew III, Dorian Steve Guberman, Bruno Quindici, Joey Boots, Ralph and Cheryl Waterhouse, Adam Raymer Brown, Megawatt Photovoltaic Development, Todd Sullivan, Robert Healy, Mitch Long, Zortec LED Canada, Morven Ogg, Blake Thompson, Raymond and Deborah Malkowitz, T Sportline, Michael Pastroni, Travis and Cheyenne Rush, Cookie UK, Chris Hovis, Craig Murphy, Vicky Kirk, Ricky Johnston, Bien Concepcion, Nathan Garza, Paul Gaona, and Ed Patterman. If you have feedback for me, the best way to be heard is to tweet at Tesla Tidbits and use the hashtag AskTeslaTidbits if you'd like your question to be considered for the show. I'll see everyone back here again next week. Until then, keep it charged and hit the road.